Hello, welcome to my world where all is well. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that create the things. Today is Thursday, December the 22nd, 2022. It is currently 14:37 hours. I'm a former officer who has been diagnosed with PTSD, social anxiety, and depression. Making these videos is very therapeutic for me, and I hope that it is a blessing to you. I started my day off today praying for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Then I read Proverbs 22:6, which says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." We have to believe the book. That's just all to it, because sometimes our children are here doing things that have us scratching our heads, and it's like, well, I know I didn't train him to do that or her to do that. I know I didn't raise them to do that. But as long as you believe and know that you trained them the right way, they won't depart from it. They just going through a phase. Don't stress out about it. Just believe Proverbs 22:6. During my meditation today, the thought that came to me is, I accept that I am supposed to feel good. There is nothing wrong with feeling good. If you are feeling bad, then there's something wrong. Okay? If God is feeling good, then I'm supposed to be feeling good. My eyesight is supposed to be good. My ears are supposed to be good. My nose, my mouth, my tonsils, my throat, my tongues, my teeth. Everything on me is supposed to be feeling good. I accept that I'm supposed to feel good. So if I'm not feeling good, something is wrong, something is off. We need to figure out what that is, because I am supposed to be feeling good. It's currently 41 degrees and cloudy, by the way. Also, FEMA states that we'll be having frigid temperatures throughout most of the country. They said that's the first time this has happened in recent history. Most of the country will be up under frigid temperatures. I know I have to keep my cabinets open and my faucets dripping, which is fine for me. I'm also grateful for my brother Jeremy. I haven't been feeling the best, so he brought me some Theraflu, some orange juice. He comes over and checks on me just about every day, so I'm really thankful for him. He's mean as hell, by the way, but I'm still thankful for him. Thankful for Brother Jim. I wish he would smile sometimes. Stop looking all mean. Smile, brother. You know, the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, came and spoke to a joint congress about getting government funds from America. I have no issue with helping anybody that's in need, but just from my personal research, I'm not an expert in Ukrainians, but from what I've researched on Google, is that most Ukrainians call black people monkeys. They say if you're African American or a black person and you go to Ukraine, don't be surprised if you're called a monkey. Now, most companies here in America, in order to get government funds, they have to go through some type of diversity and inclusion program and be an equal employment opportunity. So if we were going to give those same government funds to Ukrainian, I think Ukrainians should have those same standards. They need to go up on a diversity and inclusion, be an equal employment opportunity country. They want our money, which I don't mind us helping them. They gave up their nuclear weapons in order for the United States to say, hey, we'll assist you if there ever become a need where you would need these type of weapons. So I understand that, but how do you think black Americans feel that you are giving money to a government that has no issue with calling a portion of your citizens monkeys? I think, okay, if you want this, y'all need to start being more open and receptive to people who don't look like you or who don't act like you. That's all I'm saying. Moving right along, I read chapter 10 today in Unprotected by Billy Porter. And this section was interesting to me because I used to work for a hotel as a night auditor. They had a gay travel agency. It was about 300 gay and lesbian people, all different nationalities. They rented out this resort and went there just so they could, be together and feel safe, showing affection to each other. So when it was time for them to leave, they went to the airport, got on the plane. A crane or something hit the plane when it was on the ground, thankfully, because if it was in the air, all of them, would not be here today. So they had to take them back to the resort. Now, when they took those same 300 people back to this resort, they was not friendly to them. They said that they were making their guests uncomfortable. They put them all in the back room somewhere, like a back ballroom, and they had to all sleep in there until they could find another plane to fly them out of there. So the gay dollar is good, but after they got finished with them spending all their money at the resort, they didn't want nothing else to do with them. And it's sad that this happened way back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and it's still going on in the 2000s. Yeah. My food journal for today, I had thorough flu this morning, some orange juice, apple, oranges, pretzels, and some chips. I will have a nice salad for dinner tonight. I saw something that a friend of mine named Eve posted on Facebook. She posted, "If it isn't meant for me, it will miss me. If it missed me, that means it wasn't meant for me." So don't worry about opportunities and things that you have missed. If you missed the opportunity to go see Beyonce, or you missed the opportunity to purchase this house, to get this car, or go on this ride, or go to this vacation or cruise, that means it wasn't meant for you. You don't know what is going on or what could have happened in that situation that could cause hurt, harm, or danger to you. So if you missed it, that means it wasn't meant for you. I am grateful, dear God, for everything that I have missed and everything that has missed me. That means it wasn't meant for me. I ain't mad at you. I am grateful. And let's stop funding our oppressor. That I got that from Dr. Claude Anderson. The black daughter, what circulates within our own community, what I heard somebody say 6 seconds, then I heard somebody else say a minute or two. But we give the money to our oppressor, or to people who could possibly be to our oppressor, instead of shopping black. Let's try to at least give the money to our own community to help us grow strong. Now, I know I have personally experienced in different situations, especially at restaurants that are black owned in my area. And I've experienced situations I spent my money and been treated crazy. So I look at it this way. I can spend my money somewhere by somebody that looks at me and be treated crazy in my face. Or I can spend my money somewhere who could possibly be my oppressor and calling me the N-word behind my back. So you choose whichever one you would like to deal with. For me, I'm hoping that the more I spend my money and my energy towards supporting black-owned businesses, the better their attitudes would be towards me and towards others. We have to give them the experience of dealing with us as customers so they can have customer service experience, and they'll do better. That's what I'm believing. I'm believing they'll do better. I watched this documentary on Hulu called Truth and Lies, Waco, the David Koresh, Branch Davidian. The ATF rated it on February 28, 1993. But it was a cult. What tripped me out was this David person was controlling everything they ate. He was sleeping with women as young as 11 years old, from what the documentary said. Now, they had to stay within this compound, but David could leave out this compound and go to restaurants and hotels and do whatever he wanted to do. If you're up under a leader who's doing the opposite of what they're telling you to do, you might be in a cult. If you're up under a leader who will not give you the, I don't want to say the authority or the permission, but won't even, that if you're up under a leader where you don't feel comfortable questioning their, not their authority, but questioning what they're presenting to you, then you might be in a cult. If every time you ask the question, they say, well, God's ways are not our ways, or we don't understand the mind of God, or don't question God. If they're giving you vague answers instead of trying to really help you understand it, you might be in a cult. If you're within an organization who say everybody on earth is going to hell but us, you might be in the cult. If you're in an organization that says that women who wear pants are going to hell, you might be in the cult. If you're up on an organization who tell you that women that wear jewelry and makeup are going to hell, you might be in the cult. What are the stipulations for the men? That's just a question I just had. It just came up in my head. But happy 105th birthday to Lorene Summery out of Cherryville, North Carolina. She turned 105 years old today. That is so beautiful. 105 years. I would love to just sit at her feet and get some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from her. Let's take a moment of silence for Sonia Eddy. Sonia Eddy was an actress. She passed away. She used to act on General Hospital. I never watched soap operas, but my mama one time told me she used to be addicted to them. I think I watched soap operas one time, and it just aggravated me. So I never went back to it. I listened to a wonderful podcast today called Straight Up with Trent Shelton. And this podcast was talking about protect your energy. Your energy is expensive. Now, energy never dies. Energy only changes form. But it's expensive. Don't drain your energy on ignorance. Don't drain your energy on people who's not bringing you more good energy. If they come around and they just drain, they're present. They don't even have to open their mouth. They don't even have to do nothing. Their presence just drains the energy, the life out of you. Yeah, stay away from that person. Try to do that. Go around people who supply energy towards you. Be around good energy and watch the energy that you allow. You don't want to fill yourself up with negative or bad energy. Watch what you're looking at. Watch what you're watching. Watch what you're watching. I like that. Watch what you're watching. Watch what you're listening to. Watch what you're breathing in and out. Watch the words that are coming out of your mouth. And if the words that are coming out of somebody else's mouth is not bringing you good energy, then stay away from them. And saying yes to one too many times can drain your energy. I know some of us feel that we have to say yes to people who are constantly always asking us for stuff, because if we say no, they're not going to love and care for us no more. That's a good way to find out who really love and care for you, by simply saying no. No explanation is needed. No is a complete sentence. The subject and the predicate. N-O period. No. Try doing that. I have, and it's freeing. Now they might respond with a whole bunch of stuff. Sometimes I read it, but one time somebody responded with a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't even read it. I just simply responded with God bless you. And they responded, wow, you read all of that fast? I just responded with praying hands and a heart. But say no. It will free you. It will bring good energy towards you, and it'll keep the people away from you. Anytime you fooling with somebody who only deals with you when you're giving them what they want, that's a bad energy person. The moment you say no to them or say no, we're not going to do it this way, and they disappear, that's not a good look. But if this person is with you, no matter if you say yes or no, then that's a good person to keep around you, because that person is there for you, not for your yes or not for your no. I also want to say happy birthday to my friend Dominique. I used to work with her. We both go on our separate ways in our employment career fields. But happy birthday, Dominique. And I want to say happy birthday to one of the best photographers in the Columbus, Georgia area. That would be Henry Elin. Happy birthday to you, Henry Elin. Guess what, y'all? The Falcons are playing the Ravens Saturday at 1 p.m. Saturday, Christmas Eve. The Falcons will win against the Ravens at 1 p.m. I also listened to a wonderful, nice new song today called The Glory by Tamar Braxton and New Breed. It was on the TD Jakes Finally Loosed album, The Glory. I like the song. It's a good song. When it was first starting off, I didn't like it, to be honest with you. It's like, okay, let me change it. But right when I was about to change it, I started to like it. I said, okay, I can get into this. Guess what? On today's day in 1937, the Lincoln Tunnel opened up. The Lincoln Tunnel. I don't think I've ever been to the liquor tunnel that I can recall, but I would like to experience it one day. I did do some Georgia 4. I did quads, played quad 1s, 1-1-1-1, and I played quad 8s, 8-8-8-8. I don't know if anybody that looked like me has ever been to Ukraine, is currently in Ukraine, or about to go to Ukraine, but I would love to hear your experience. Were you ever called the monkey or treated differently? Anything like that? I would love to know your experience. Yeah. And my affirmation again for the day is I accept that I'm supposed to feel good. I am supposed to feel good. You know what's the best way for me to feel good is to open my mind to right ideas. I have to open my mind to right. You know what? You don't have to be taught to be poor. Just do nothing all day. Just do nothing. And poor will come visit you. You don't have to be taught to be poor. But once you open your mind to right ideas, then you can learn how to be prosperous in every area of your life. And that's what I want to do. I want to open my mind to right ideas, open my mind to prosperity, and anything that's going to lead me towards boredom, I need to go in the opposite direction. And don't take advice from somebody, financial advice from someone, if you don't know their financial condition. If they're not doing better than you are, if you file a bankruptcy and they're telling you, girl, I filed bankruptcy 2 years ago, or I'm about to do the same thing, then I think it's best that you get some financial advice from someone else. There's nothing wrong with filing bankruptcy. Do what you got to do when you have to do it. Everybody have situations, occurrences, and circumstances that come up in their life where they have to file bankruptcy. Do what you have to do. All I'm saying is, if you want to be better where you won't ever have to file bankruptcy again, and try to get some advice from someone who you know is doing better than you are financially. Okay? And expect better. You can't see past your expectations. If you expect to continue to be poor, if you expect to continue to live in low-income housing, and there's nothing wrong with low-income housing. I'm just saying, if you want to do better, then you have to expect better. I remember when I first moved to Florida, I had an individual ask me how did the projects look there. And I was like, well, why would you want to know how the projects look there? They want to know if the projects there were better than the projects where they was living at. And I was like, how about trying to figure out if the job market is better here, if the schools are better here. You know, so you have to keep your mind open to right ideas, and you have to expect better. You can't see past your expectations. If you expect to be poor in the low income housing market your entire life, then that's all you will ever receive. You can only receive what you expect. But I want more, so I'm expecting more. I expect to see more. I will have prosperity in every area of my life. There's no doubt about that. You know, depression is not the truth to me. I may have been diagnosed with depression based on their evaluations that the doctors have done on me, but it's not the truth to me. Just because I've been diagnosed with depression doesn't mean I have to stay here and accept poorness. No, I'm opening up my mind to new ideas and new expectations. I'm praying making these videos will do some good for me, therapeutically and financially. That's the truth of it. To be honest, I wouldn't mind starting a non-profit to help other officers and first responders who have PTSD or depression or social anxiety, and move on from there and help anybody. I have the money to help anybody with it. That's my desire. Check this out. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. Romans 10:9. Keep that in mind. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we are absent one from another.